Blue-Eyed Jane by Jimmy Rogers, about which I know absolutely nothing. Sad to say. Peter, do you know anything about this song or why?
Hand me my mandolin and I'll tell you.
How about that?
Jimmy Rogers and the Carter family had a really close relationship. I mentioned a man named Ralph Peer who was out looking for country music recording people. And Jimmy Rogers answered the same ad that the Carter family did. And they traveled to Bristol, Virginia on the same week in August 1st, 1927, and made test records for Ralph Peer. And so they got their start at the same time, and they both became, the Carters and Jimmy, major stars in country music before there were big stars. Okay, they were the ones, they were the first. And in those days, even then, they sold many times 800,000 or 900,000 copies of a record, which you have to remember, there weren't as many people to buy records in those days, and a 78 RPM record was cost about the same as a day's wages for most people. So you have to put that in perspective. People loved their music and they waited for the next release in both cases. So Jimmy and the Carters did make a couple of records together, which are pretty fun to listen to. But that's another story. I'll tell you all about it some other time. But we need to let David Jackson sing this because he does a wonderful job on this. This is one of Jimmy's songs.
There's also the issue that the record players were the selling point. Is that not correct? So there were a number of systems. Was that before Jimmy Rogers and the Carter families?
What you need to look at is a record player. It's like the computer business. The record players were the hardware, the records were the software. And you use software to sell hardware. That's what happened.
Right. Fascinating.
Now we got country music marketing, okay?